Good morning. We may not experience the same temperature differences in the fall that they do up north, but in the morning, it's still dark outside. So I guess this message will be getting to you a little bit later than it usually had been in the summertime. Like when we stopped this at the end of August, this sun was there was a light in the sky around 6:30, but we won't see first light till 7:15 on October 1st. So yeah. So let's dig in. The Acts of the Apostles. Um, this book of history. More precisely, a book of historical events, an account of historical events. It is also part biography, part homily, and part apology. Not in terms of an apology that you would say you're sorry to someone, but in terms of apologetics of, hey, this is how this goes. How does this seem to you? So, in terms of apologetics, to bring people along with the way, which is what they call it. And we'll see that later on. The author is Luke. Addressed to Theophilus, the author is Luke. And so ultimately, the book account of Jesus' life that Luke wrote, the Gospel of Luke, was meant to be read together with Acts. Wouldn't it be funny if we had Matthew's Acts of the Apostles and Mark's Acts of the Apostles and John's Acts of the Apostles? Well, you can always read the Revelation to John. That will suffice. I don't know. But no, Luke and Acts is meant to be read together in a 2-part compendium, 2 volumes of one document. So we have the gospel accounts of Jesus' teaching in the New Testament. We also have the epistles, which are letters from the early church, or to the early church, I should say. And then we have this other book, the Book of Acts. Unique in itself. It has both gripping incidents and vivid characterizations. I took that right from the commentary in the front of my HarperCollins Bible. And it also has very, very many characters. And so we get introduced to many of the early church leaders, men and women, who led in early Christianity. Chapter 1 in the book of Acts. Luke begins where he left off, telling about the ascension of Jesus, the things that happened after the resurrection. And then there is a problem among them. They are starting to get started. They want to begin, and there's not enough of them. They started out as 12 with Jesus, and they need somebody to replace Judas. You remember Judas? Not so favorable in their eyes. So what happens is Peter emerges as a leader. Now we know who Peter is. Peter has been a character in the Gospels, all 4 of them. And Peter's not always the best candidate for the job in the Gospels. He's the one who Jesus always has to say, "Get behind me, Satan." And you're going to deny me 3 times. And ask him, "Do you love me?" 3 times. Ask him the same question over and over again. So, but Peter in the book of Acts is a different character. He is a leader. He has authority. He speaks with authority. And so he stands up among them and addresses them. And he makes his case for why Judas needs to be replaced. Judas was among us in the ministry of Jesus. And then, he handed Jesus over. And then there's like a parentheses part where it says that Judas was able to purchase a field with the blood money he got for handing Jesus over. But he must have tripped in the field, fell headlong, and all his guts gushed out of him. Nice image, huh? I mean, we have different things about what happened to Judas after the crucifixion. But this is apparently, for the book of Acts, what happened to Judas. He tripped, fell headlong, and his guts go out of him. So they got to find somebody to replace Judas on the list of disciples. I guess they had so many slots and they got to fill them all. So they have this, thing to decide. So they have these two candidates. Basically, it looks like they have four, but the one guy has three names. So his name is Joseph, also called Barsabbas, also known as Justus. I guess if you're also called Barsabbas, you want to pick a nickname for yourself. Why wouldn't you go back to Joseph? Don't know. Anyway, that is that guy with the three names. And then Matthias, or Matthias, however you want to say it. So, what do? They pray about that God will lead them, the Holy Spirit will lead them in the way to pick the right person to replace Judas. And then, because they just want to be sure, they cast lots. And the lot falls to Matthias. He is the new apostle to replace Judas. And that's it for chapter 1. Don't worry, chapter 2 gets a lot better. But we're off to a good start. A weird start, but it gets better. God bless you.